The number 29 bus makes 46 stops along the 16-kilometer route it takes through Berlin, wending its way through neighborhoods that range from ethnically mixed and hip to poor to affluent. Stop number 1, Neukölln. This is where all the young people want to live, myself included. But rents are going up here, and higher earners are pricing out the original population.
It's not fair. As a student or a vocational trainee, you don't have a chance of finding an affordable apartment. To be honest, I feel that the older generation is discriminated against, and I'm not at all optimistic that my situation will change.
That makes me feel slightly guilty. On my income, which is only average, I probably could afford an apartment here. Does that make me part of the problem? People like me are changing this neighborhood. These days, about a fifth of the local population live from welfare benefits. Immigrants make up 45% of the population. But the neighborhood is becoming more wealthy and less diverse. The number 29 bus is heading northwest. I've got off in Kreuzberg, near Cottbusser Tor. To be honest, it's not my favorite area, especially after dark. I'd feel a bit nervous. In fact, Cottbusser Tor used to be an even rougher neighborhood, but it's still one of Berlin's crime hotspots. Many people who live here are socially disadvantaged. The neighborhood has one of the biggest immigrant communities in the city, and 1/3 of the population lives from benefits. People like Andreas Rau. What do you make of the gap between rich and poor?
There's always been a gap between rich and poor. It depends how people got rich, right? But there isn't so much of a middle class anymore. The gap has grown. There's a lot of hatred and anger there.
Cottbusser Tor is one extreme. Now the number 29 is off to another extreme. Now we're heading west. Berlin is becoming noticeably more affluent. The last station is Roseneck. This is a part of Berlin I don't really know very well. We're finally in Schmargendorf. The number 29 bus route is a pretty long one. This neighborhood looks much wealthier than the other ones I stopped in. People here have twice as much money on average as in Neukölln, and they're among the lowest number of people living from welfare benefits in Berlin. Only about 25% have an immigrant background. Residents tend to be older and more well-to-do. Like Marita Degen. What could make the world fairer?
It won't ever be fairer. There'll always be inequalities. There'll always be someone who has nicer curtains than someone else. And there'll always be people at the bottom of the ladder and others at the top. Some people might share what they have.
Is that what you do?
Yes, it is. I have an inheritance from my husband, and I've used it for good causes.
The number 29 bus is off again, on its journey through Berlin and across social classes.